Steven Universe ended on a great note, but now I just really want a spin-off series about Steven traveling across America and inflicting his own brand of weirdness on people. So this guy walks into the diner. I say guy because I had no idea how old he was. He was either a very tall child or a baby-faced grandpa. He's wearing a bright pink varsity jacket and flip-flops, and when he's done with breakfast, he gives me a $50 tip on a $5 breakfast. So now I'm thinking, oh, I gotta know more about this guy. And I ask him what he does for work. And this guy looks at me, and he looks like the oldest man in the world, and he says, and I quote, "I used to run a school, but I retired because the stress was killing me," and walks out. I think about him maybe once a week. I really love being a creator sometimes. Last week I was at a local con selling enamel pins, and this teenager, I think he was a teen, but he looked like a giant toddler, comes over in his gaudy as heck pink jacket. Face as fresh as morning dew, but he's got a real tired look in his eyes, until he sees something out of the corner of his eye that makes him light up, like I swear you could see stars in his eyes. Thing is, I used to be big into a silly show called Crying Breakfast Friends, and still had some pins left in the grab box. Never sold a lot of them, cause the show was old by now, and those were some really early pins I made, so they were not the best. But he goes absolutely feral over them, so I say he can have them for cheap. He's about to pay when he sees my other pins and their prices, and insists to pay full price. I'm taken aback and for some reason try to argue, but he says, "Look, you are not my mom's. You can't survive on love and light alone." I sorta didn't process that, but this was more focused on stopping that boy from overspending on some crappy pins, cause he seemed real nice. And then he just follows it up with, "I get it. You don't think they are as good as the other ones, but you put the same work into them as the others. They are an important part of how your art became yours, and that's why they are some of the most important pins you ever made." This kid nearly made me choke up, and I gave up arguing against getting more money. So we start talking about CBF. It felt really good to talk about something that you thought only you cared about with somebody else, and we really got along. And the kid used to be a super fan, used to make reaction videos and fan art and role-played with his breakfast, even made breakfast OCs. The last thing he didn't really want to talk about because he got real quiet all of a sudden. How can breakfast hurt you that bad? But I managed to cheer him up by saying I'm gonna make more CBF pins and would send him some. He was super grateful and told me to send it to the beach of his city. I wanted a real address, but he said the postwoman there would know what it meant. And just as he leaves, he says, "My therapist said I should reconnect with the things that make me happy to combat my PTSD and existential dread. So thanks, you really saved me here." Boy, you're 16, you're welcome, but what the hell? Update. I found his TubeTube account, and yeah, there's all the reaction videos, but also he apparently used to be part of Sadie Killer and the Suspects? Like, he played a bit of guitar with them and documented their sessions and uploaded them, and his dad was the manager that launched them because he asked him to do it? What? I have so many questions! Like, did the rockstar life give him PTSD before they even got big? Does he have a dad and two moms? Was his dad his mom? Is this a trans thing? Who is that sweet boy? Second update. Apparently his dad is an underground rock legend and a millionaire cause his song appeared in a Sprite commercial. I'm done. How are people real? From the blog of a pin designer.